Well, hello there. We have the combination of the Gemini horse, and you would have known the dates there at the beginning of the caption. So follow those closely if you want to find out if you're inside of this star combination. Okay, so where do we begin with the Gemini and the horse? Well, the key point here, as children, they need discipline. And I mean this in a cajoling sort of sense. I don't advocate any violence whatsoever. So they do respond to discipline and boundaries, though. As I say, you will need to be quite firm, as in times, and getting them to do stuff, tidying their room, etc., etc., etc. You will have to keep on with them because you have a very unpredictable animal in the horse, in the sense of they will just be like a mini whirlwind. They'll be off and they'll be about and they'll be involved. They'll have loads of friends. It will be difficult trying to get them to concentrate on doing practical stuff. And also with the Gemini, you have the brilliant communicator that it is. That they will have scores and scores of friends, and their mind will be elsewhere rather than listening to what they should be doing or what they should be doing at school. Should they be concentrating? Because undoubtedly extremely talented, especially in the art areas. They do need a timetable and they do need structure. Otherwise, this could be a lot of wasted energy, and unfortunately, this has happened to a handful of people I know, where they've not had this discipline. They've gone about thinking, oh, something could turn up, and they're more than capable, extremely talented, as I say, but let's not leave it into the fate of that happening. So, as we take them through their adolescence, as I say, very popular person, won't have enemies, very unlikely, and be very sociable, very well mannered, but as I say, a little bit on the unpredictable and slightly wacky side. They'll be racing here, there and everywhere, so it's harnessing this energy that we need to do. So if we take the horse and the Gemini out of the formative years and we put them in the workplace, now you do get a real foot soldier here. They will put in the hours, they will strive very much for the company or for themselves, or they are triers. There's no doubt about this. Their key skills are communication, as I said, with the Gemini and the horse, and these are brilliant talkers, and they are brilliant listeners as well. Some people forget that about the horse, but they're very good to confide in, and they are also, and so is the Gemini. I know Gemini does get a lot of bad press, but not at all. This is it's a wonderful Western sign. It gets very much maligned, but excellent, as I say, excellent listeners and brilliant talkers. So to put them in the industry of chat host, public speaker, this sort of area they would excel in, very much so, because they have, as I say, they have the persona to be an interesting character as well, not just a face. And they have got this potential. Let's take them into relationships. Well, the Gemini takes, contrary to a lot of belief, the Gemini takes love relationships very, very seriously, and the horse also takes love very, very seriously. So you have definitely one of the most loyal combinations here. It is said that Gemini can be a bit flighty. Well, okay, let's change that around a little bit, flirty possibly. but definitely not flighty, because to them they do appreciate the bond of love. The only trouble they can sometimes have is that they pick the wrong person. I mean, it's like everybody can do that, and they will battle and battle to make that work. But no, this is a seriously loyal and devoted animal. And when you find them in parenthood, they tend to be very heavy disciplinarians of their children, and it's quite weird in that sense, where they might obviously say, well, it didn't do me any harm. So they sometimes have to think here, their discipline, they can be quite harsh, not overly tender in that area, but they will look to toughen up and to, very protective, but to toughen up. And sometimes this doesn't always work with the meeker signs, with rabbits possibly, goats will have trouble with a horse parent. You know, the gentler signs do not need maybe that discipline or that show of disappointment in them, which the Gemini horse can sometimes portray. So, but there's no doubt about it, they'll be adored as their children then progress into adulthood as being quite a solid, as a solid parent, and as one that really gains a lot of respect. And then we take them into even older, an older time now, where they'll be looked upon very fondly as a grandparent, because they have that child forever in them. As I say, they can have excellent sense of communication. They can communicate really well with young people, old. They have that bond. So you find people will talk to them, and this will span them right the way through their life cycle. Health-wise for a Gemini horse, well, Gemini horse tends to think it isn't as tough as it is. So there is possibilities of hypochondria here, where they will imagine absolutely anything is seriously wrong with them. And this is because, as I say, sometimes the energy in them, without also a structure, their minds can get carried away with them, and they can also, as I say, and this manifests itself imagining that they can be quite poorly when they actually aren't. So there's a lot of psychosomatic illnesses, anything from thinking they've got angina to they've got the plague, or anything like that. It's where their mind's been allowed to manifest negatively with no structure. So make sure diet is healthy, they're constantly reassured, a lot of reassurance here, so they do need quite a strong partner in that, to say, come on, hey, come on, don't be silly, or if they're really worried, go and check it out, get the doctor say so, because 99 times out of 100 these are quite a robust animal, don't suffer particularly badly with their health. As I say, as long as they keep an eye on their diets, and they should live to a ripe old age, very much so. Their best matches, well, for the Gemini horse, we have to look for the tiger years. So we'll look for the Aries, the Leo. We should look for the Libra, and we should also look for the Aquarius. They would be brilliant matches for the horse, and also dog years, and similar. Your Aquarians, your Leos, your Aries, and your Librans of the dog years would be fantastic match. Ones to avoid, well, most certainly the rats. That's a bad combination. The unpredictability of the horse, as I say, when with the energy, would unsettle the rat, and the rat's love of security, which, as I say, with the horse Gemini, They could fluctuate money-wise, but as I say, ultra-talented, so they should back themselves to have enough to see them through. But this would go against the rat's need for security. So, but you have, on the whole, a very loyal, affectionate, and a loving partner, and one to be sought after. If you are in those type of properties, most definitely. I hope you've enjoyed that, and good luck to you all out there, and I'll wait to talk to you in the next episode. Thank you very much. Bye bye.